And y'all can say what y'all want, but y'all going up in these African shops and getting cussed out and getting played in, getting brazen and big in the middle and little around the edges. Then y'all talking about something, Africans is not the problem. Yes, they is. Yes, they is. And y'all condone it because y'all love convenience. Y'all love to go sit up in somebody's bikini bottom, the bottom of bikini bottom, as long as it come with quick self-serve checkout braids. I ain't never seen nobody that don't want to go sit at nobody. They always gonna be quick. 15 people's on my head. The disrespect that y'all go through going to the African braiding shop, y'all are the reason why they keep opening up 15 shops. Y'all over here giving them y'all hard-earned money and they cussing y'all, slapping you in the face, putting synthetic hair in your head, doing y'all any kind of way. Like I said, I don't care. If you got good service, you just got good service. If you a bad braider, you a bad braider. You a good braider, you a good braider. I'm not no hater. But the way I keep scrolling down my timeline, that's why I don't double tap African when I see y'all, oh, come with me to go get my hair done. Let me go get my hair done. Let me go over there and get cussed out. Let me go over there and get the middle big and the outside look. Let me go over there and do that. And then get treated like dog crap. Then you got to hold the baby. Then you got to take them home. Then you don't even get a discount. All I'm saying is, I would rather go, what is that, eat crumbs with bums. Then let somebody treat me any kind of way and get them that money because of convenience. And I said what I said. It don't make no sense how they keep popping up. They got shops each. Don't mind my jiggly I can cook. But it don't make no sense how they got all these shops up around here and they treating y'all. Folks slapping folks. Where's the professionalism? Let it be a black-owned business. Let it be a black-owned business right here. They get on Facebook and bash black-owned business like it ain't nothing. But Africans can do whatever they want to do. Yeah, bye.
Ugly bitches need their own group. They need their own city. They need their own state. They need their own country, bro. Like, I just seen an ugly bitch try to convince the rest of everybody else that we should boycott Africans. We should really sit out here and boycott Africans. We got all these other groups that tell us they don't like us to our face, that do whole shit against us. Y'all want to go ahead and boycott fucking Africans, bro. Africans, bro. That's where we want to start at. That's where we want to start the boycott at, Africans. Bro, they way down the line. It's really just a conversation that needs to be had. I really think we got misrepresented in these fake-ass movies and all this fucking propaganda, and they took it to heart. So it's really a misunderstanding with the Africans. But, bitch, ugly bitches, y'all need to stop trying to divide everybody with y'all ugly ass.
There's been a lot of xenophobia happening in the black community within the diaspora, but most importantly, the supremacy happening in the African-American community, and that's been very interesting to witness. But ultimately, the most interesting conversation that came from that is the we're boycotting African braiding shops conversation. If you don't know, there's a growing movement for African-Americans to boycott African braiding shops. Ask me, what did African braiding shops do? Nothing, because the issue is not necessarily with them. But before we start here, let me give you the parallels of why I think this is so interesting. Be mindful that one of the cultures of America is to be self-centered, and it's ingrained into Americans of all sorts, including African-Americans. It's not meant as an insult, but that's just how it is. On one side, we're talking about boycotting African braiding shops as a retaliation towards something that they had nothing to do with, really, but we could not boycott companies that actually harmed us as a community. McDonald's, Starbucks, Lululemon. And to put a pin in that, to connect it to a different pin, just about 2 years ago, we were having a conversation about braiders. We talked about braiders being very unprofessional, braiders coming in late, braiders were just not up to quality. They were asking for too much money, right? $500 for knotless braids. I'm coming up in your house, your kid is there, it's making a lot of noise, you're late, you're not giving my refund. A lot of these conversations were being had by black women of all sorts. However, in the comments, quite frequently, you would see people say, well, that's why I go to my African braiding shop, because they are this, that, and the third. They have been in the business for far longer, and they can learn new styles, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. They were quite grateful to have that second option because the alternative was not working. And that's, these. Okay. Second side is the reason as to why the boycott is happening. If you guys don't know, the boycott is happening because of Essence Fest. From my understanding, the Essence Festival is a Black American festival, right? It celebrates Black American culture, especially its history in America. Unfortunately, in an act that's so familiar about Black businesses being sold to other foreign entities or whatever, Essence got sold to a group of Africans. Basically, from then on, the Black American culture was dissolved out of Essence and it became something more resembling of Afro Nation, I suppose. And I'm saying I suppose to drastically show you the comparison really between African American culture and African culture, like, you understand they went from point A to point B. African Americans are upset, which for me is valid. It's reasonable. This was a celebration of your culture, right? Cool. And so let's put a pin in that right here. The plot twist, though, is rather than petitioning Essence, boycotting Essence, or even talking about how Essence sold out and this is an Essence issue, Essence needs to be an African American culture-based festival, the animosity was geared straight towards Africans. The entire pillar of capitalism was missed and skipped by a lot of creators who talked about it, and instead they targeted Africans, which became a heated conversation between two parties. And this is where I refer back to what I said in the beginning, which is like, America tends to be very self-centered, because if I called my cousin right now who's been in the country for 20 years, who's a black woman who loves makeup, and I said, hey, what's Essence Fest? She's gonna say it's a festival and have no understanding that it's connected to Black American culture. Unfortunately, African American culture is not explored and shared and learned as it should be globally, even in the country. And so a lot of people frankly just didn't know that Essence was a primarily African American culture based festival. The thing is, people would go and enjoy Essence Festival without understanding the background. So they'll just enjoy that there are black people, black foods, people are happy, people are having a good time, but they're lacking the nuance that it was an African American based festival. And so rather than targeting these kind of conversations, these kind of questions, Essence, you shouldn't have done that. And to the people who bought Essence, this is what Essence is ultimately about. Essence should have never sold out, It was instead pointed towards Africans. And the conversation has evolved to now, because Africans bought Essence and made it African, we are no longer spending our African American dollars at African baiting shops. Also, special edition, there is some pressure from Kenya ultimately trying to puppeteer to get its hands on the African American dollar, which is very true, unfortunately. Which gets interesting because one of the people I follow often says that there are conversations you cannot have online, and I think this is one of them, because rather than focusing on, like, for example, the Kenyan government doing that, and the Kenyan government trying to manipulate itself into getting to the African American dollar, instead it's become a whole conversation about how Africa is asking for reparations, which they're not, how Africa is doing this, which they're not. Africa is a whole continent. It is like, it's populated by countries. We're not even talking about specifics. We're not even talking about an entire focal point. It's just become a conversation about, once again, xenophobia, and unfortunately African Americans separating themselves from every other black demographic because of a lot of trauma, misunderstandings, and lack of communication, and a bunch of other shit. And that's the entire conversation. Pin it somewhere. I don't know.
This video because I wanted to support Shaya's Shelf, who is promoting a protest for August 1st. Complete blackout on African braiding shops, restaurants, and stores, right?
So I would just like to say, I see nothing wrong with boycotting. The issue is you guys want to boycott an entire continent of people that you've never met before. And that makes no sense. If you had an issue with a specific braiding salon, let's say it's called Sarah's Braiding Salon, right? You went there, they were rude to you, they talked about you, they treated you badly, then yes, I will 100% support, do not go to that salon. But to now come and say, oh, I'm not going to African restaurants, I'm not going to African businesses. You're not going to support a business because the simple fact that they're African means you're racist. I'm so sorry. You wanting to not go somewhere because it's owned by Africans and you've never went there before, they've never done anything wrong to you, means you're racist. You're basically saying you're not supporting that company because they're African. Not because they did anything wrong to you, not because they stole your money, not because they yelled at you, just because they're African. That means you're racist. And I don't care, you guys want to say, oh, black people can't be racist or African people can't be racist. Yes, you can. If you're saying you're not going to support someone's business because they're African, that means you're racist. And that's wrong. Like, boycotting is a good idea when you're boycotting a specific company that did something. Boycotting a continent of people is crazy because you have not met everybody from that continent. And yeah, and I would just like to say, if you guys are boycotting, make sure you keep this up till prom. I don't want to see any, oh, I got my dress made in Africa, Nigerian prom dresses. I don't want to see any of that. If you guys are boycotting, keep it up. And I think you guys are forgetting back to school starts in August. So I hope you're ready to go to school with no hair done, because this actually makes no sense. You're supposed to boycott the specific company that wronged you, not an entire continent of people. Have a great day.
So am I the only black American person who is starting to feel like this FBA stuff is kind of divisive? Like, these FBA niggas really be coming on this app and they will come out the box swinging at people who are from other ethnic groups. It's particularly towards people who are African and Caribbean. Like, they be coming out the box swinging with the hatred, bro. And I'm talking like motherfuckers don't even be coming at us. Then it's crazy too, because like they be spreading a lot of false history facts about black Americans to distance themselves from other groups who are immigrants but are also black. Americans get a lot of hatred and people come for us a lot, and I understand that we are the most hated. So I really do love that we are taking cultural pride. I love that we are standing up for ourselves and standing up for our culture. I love how we are making the world understand that African Americans or black Americans are an ethnicity and that we are our own standalone culture. And I love the amount of cultural pride that we have now. But I really just do not like the divisiveness. I can understand clapping back at people who are from other groups when they disrespect us. But y'all niggas be coming out the box swinging with the hatred. Like, y'all really be dead ass, like, going against other groups of people when motherfuckers don't even be coming for us. Even in my own post, when I talk about my culture and my heritage, it'd be so many FBAs in the comment section just saying outrageous shit. And it kind of reminds me of like that whole conscious community. Y'all remember back in like 2015, 2016, actually really was like around 2012 to 2015, 16, the conscious community was a thing. Them niggas was so spiteful and so hateful towards other groups of black folks who were not similar to them. This whole FBA thing, it just reminds me of like a 2020s version of like the conscious community. It's like these niggas just coming on this app being hateful and spiteful for no damn reason, bro. Like, I can understand standing up for our culture and fighting for our respect, but to be unnecessarily divisive, yeah, that shit just don't sit well with me.
Y'all, so I was gonna do a get ready with me video this morning, but I don't know, this topic just been sitting on my heart, and the fact that I just seen it is kind of like, you know, making me feel weird, because why did you think that it was okay to get up this morning and decide to tell thousands of people that we should start boycotting African braiding shops? That shit don't make no sense to me. Y'all want to boycott an African braiding shop, but don't boycott these other establishments that are against us. I don't understand. It don't make sense. Your priorities are not straight. So before you get up on this app and decide to just be blabbing your mouth, understand that when you go everywhere, you're not going to get professionalism. There's places that are professional and there's places that are not professional. Nobody held a gun to your head and said, oh, go there or else I'll kill you. You feel me? Then I see other people in the comments saying, oh, well, if I go to a black American hair braider, it's more neater than the Africans in the African braiding shop. And I'm like, are you serious? Mind you, we're in 2025. We are in 2025. It's like it doesn't stop. It does not stop, and it's actually annoying. And the fact that people are agreeing with them. Again, you can go and spend your money somewhere else. Somewhere else. You do not need to go to the African braiding shop. We are not forcing y'all to come there. We are not. Like, I don't understand. I'm not excusing their behavior, or, you know, the videos I've seen where a girl goes to African braiding shop and she leaves, you know, not feeling satisfied or not getting her money's worth. I'm not excusing their behavior. But my thing is, if you feel like there's more people out there that can do your hair better than an African braiding shop, then go there. Again, nobody's holding a gun to your head. But we're not about to sit over here and be picking and choosing who we want to boycott. That's not about to happen. It's so much other stuff going on in the world, but an African braiding shop is the place y'all decided to boycott. Our priorities are not straight. It's giving microaggression. Y'all need to go find something better to do with your lives. It doesn't make sense. Braids. It's 2025. Braids.
Good morning, my beautiful black people. I'm stopping to get some gas, but I just wanted to show you this bullshit that I just watched. Take a look.
I don't know if you guys seen the video where they were like, oh, they're going to boycott Africans. You guys cannot even boycott Lululemon, Walmart, and all those other racist brands that you guys continue to buy from. And then we have Amy Cole, a wonderful, wonderful black-owned business. I have her lip oil on. It's great. You guys cannot even spend $11, $18 there, but you guys want to boycott Africans. Do it now, please. Boycott us.
You were too busy bumping your gums when you should have been busy doing your research, because if you did, you would know that when the Black American Collective come together and say we're going to boycott, whoever we're boycotting is going to suffer and they are going to lose money. See, like the ancestors that came before us, we boycott, we fight, we make our voices be heard. But y'all not used to that. Y'all allow y'all countries to be colonized. Then you run here and tell us what we need to do. When we fight, y'all run.
At this point, shut the African braiding shops down, because it's been 2 days. I've seen 5 videos, 5 different African braiding shops, 5 different African braiding shops. You hear me? And 5 different arguments, 5 different fights, and 5 different African braiding shops. So what are they telling you? They gotta go. Shut them down.
Do you guys understand that you have free will? Nobody is forcing you to braid your hair with African hair braiding shops. Do you guys understand that you can book with Black Americans through their Instagram, their link in their bio? Go ahead and pay your $500, $600, $700, $800, $1,000 for braids. Nobody is begging you to go and braid your hair for $200. These microaggressions against Africans, in fact, not even micro, it's not even micro anymore. These are macroaggressions against Africans. Is getting concerning, is getting out of hand, because not everything is a fight, not everything is an argument, not everything is outrage. You guys let Asians, Caucasians, Hispanics get away with everything, right? But when it comes to Africans, that is where you guys show power, which is fine. Let me tell you something. Black Americans are not the only group to spend money in African hair braiding shops. Africans exist in America. We are here. We spend money with our people also. So just like we spend money with you guys, we spend money everywhere as long as it is convenient, right? So let's stop acting like you guys were doing Africans a favor by getting your hair braided with Africans. You get your hair braided with Africans because it's cheap. It's very simple. So if you don't want to do that anymore, then don't do it. Go braid your hair with your people.
It does not have to be an argument. Nobody's begging you. It's simple. Like, every time, outrage, backlash. You guys don't get tired? Like, come on.
Africans equate degrees with success. They'll come over here bragging about how many degrees they have while their homelands are in turmoil. 1,000 Africans can get a degree today and their homeland will still be in poverty. Who cares about your degree? Do something about your country. They think a degree can supplement public perception. No, the world's still going to disrespect you because you're African. You can have 1,000 degrees, man, and nobody's going to care. They're looking at your homeland. They're looking at how you handle business at home. And you're not handling business at home, so nobody respects your degrees like that. What's the point of a degree if you're just going to use it to help white people? What's the point of a degree if you're just going to aid white corporations, if you're not building nothing yourself? Black Americans get respect around the world because we put in work. You got to earn respect. It's not given.
Hello and welcome to Global Gist with BJ. I'm your God Blessing, and I'm here with a tough one, right? I hope you saw the video, right? You saw the videos about Black Americans actually, coming to agreement that by 1st of August, they want to boycott all African businesses in America, including hair salons and all of that. I am as tired as anybody who is watching this can be because I really cannot pinpoint where the whole is coming from, to be honest. Like, I just think it's not worth all of this, to be honest. These days, if you say we are one, they will say no, we're not one. And I, for one, I don't like associating myself with people who will look at me straight in the eye and tell me, hey, you don't belong to me. You're right. You understand it. And I don't really like that. But I think I can just say one or two things here. I understand something. I'm beginning to understand where it's coming from, right? Some of them feel the Africans are coming to their country to take away their opportunities, right? Especially the Essence Fest, right? I understood that Africans went to that festival and they're trying to own it, which I will not support, to be honest. This fest has been there for years, and you guys are coming to start making your jollof and all of that. You get, so there's a way it is. It's actually painful, to be honest. Sometimes I also feel their pains. Looking at the complaints they have, they'll tell you people from Africa don't respect them. You guys don't even like doing things with them. You will come to their country, you'll be like, oh, we won. And then you prefer even a white, you prefer Latinos, you prefer other people to them. And this is painful. When you're doing this, you keep hurting somebody and you say, oh, we are one. The person begins to question, how do you mean? We're even one. Please, to hell with it. Yeah, I think that's where the problem is coming from, right? A lot of misunderstanding. I don't know where it's coming from. But let's finish these videos and I'll come and just finish it anyways. But I'm so speechless anyway. But let's continue with watching.
I'm sorry, I feel like American people are so lost, especially Black African American. Just take the African out of it and just be Americans, that's it. Because I cannot believe I've watched a video about a woman starting a protest for all Black African businesses, a boycott. And the way that this woman speaking, I watched another video of this woman supporting her, yeah, and she's like, I've never been to the Afrikaans, and I've never even had no African braid my hair or put her hand in my hair, and I never ate that African food. Yeah, I'm here for the boycott. And I'm like, you sound like a racist white woman. You do, but you just happen to be. And they'll be going around. I tell you, I always said it. Do you know how much arguments I've nearly got into? And it's not always by me, because when you're here, Americans, they just see Britain as like fake Black people. We have no culture. We have no history. We're unseasoned. When this country is extremely multicultural, and it's very rare. It's very normal for you to meet another person regarding every ethnicity, everybody, and ask, where are you from? And people always say, oh, I'm born here, but blah, blah, my parents are here. And then in America, I'm African American. Oh, no, I was born in Texas. Oh, no, I'm born in Georgia. Oh, no, oh, my God. I don't understand it. The way that Black African Americans see Africans in general is so disgusting, like with the bottom of the barrel people. But yet you classify yourself as an African American, and why? Then take that African out of your name and just be a normal American. Gosh. How the hell can you make it seem like we're so uncultured when you don't even know half of where you're from? If you talk, the only thing I've ever heard is people that have Jamaican parents or they've immigrated from the Caribbean. That's all you hear. Do you know Nigerians that are there? It's very obvious when someone's Nigerian. They will say it loud and proud. Yes? Or Creole. They like saying that they're mixed with Creole. Besides that, a lot of them, 90% don't know nothing. And I've had two instances with people where I've just, and I'm not even gonna say it's ignorant, it's normal. I'm like, oh my God, where are you from? Here, I was born and bred, I'm an American. Yeah, where? Like, and someone asks me, it's normal here. They like, oh, I'm an African American, that's all you need to know. That's all you gotta know. I said, hey, wow, I couldn't believe it. Second time I met someone again, that is exactly the reaction they had. I said, that's when I stopped asking. You just from America? You're from Chicago? You're from Minnesota? You're from all of... This is states in America. Oh my gosh. I don't know if it's a hurtful thing, but I just don't understand. I find it so bizarre that so many people don't know where their origins are from. Like, what's in your bloodline? And don't just say things to make it sound exotic, because they love this racially ambiguous mix, that they've got this mix, they've got a bit of, get out. What is it? They don't know, but they want to hear, and they want to be downplaying our food with this, uncultured, no this. Now look, a whole black woman, African American, boycotting African businesses. Your own people. Wow. And then people want to complain about Trump. So can you imagine being in a place where now he's banned all these countries, right, from entering the US that aren't American citizens, and then you have your own African American people still pushing the people. I don't even know. I can't even speak. I just find it so disgusting. I find it just, I don't understand it. What kind of rubbish is that?
If only this reached the consensus of all African and Caribbeans, everybody from Jamaica, Trinidad, Haiti, and Africa, if this meet your consent, since the Black American want to go to war, let's see. All of us that call out one day from work, all of us across the United States, all immigrants call out from work. Yes. If they want to go to war, let's see what they can prove. And also, all immigrants, like your businesses from all Black Americans. Simple as that. Don't let them go into your grocery store. Don't let them go into your restaurant. Don't let them go into your salon. You want to go to war? We will. And also, we can ask all our African doctors, boycott all Black American treatment. Like I said, you don't want to go to war with African. Trust me. We are 54 freaking country. The population of African in the United States is more than your Black American population. Just so you know. That's the reason why 64% of the Democratic vote is immigrant. And out of that 64, 54 is Black. So Black America, you don't want to go to war with us. At this point, I don't care if you're a Democrat or if you're a Republican. Because the stupid Black Republicans that are being controlled by the white tea brought this up. And it seems to be that some of you on the Democratic Party side are also getting along. So you want to pick that fight? We can do so. Yeah, we can ask our 54% vote to boycott the coming elections. Oh yes, I can guarantee you, when we boycott it, you will have no seat. Don't play with us. We are calm. We don't intend to insult nobody. We don't look down on anybody. You went through pain, we went through pain. Yes, you went through slavery, we went through slavery in our own house. But we decided in Africa that we're going to put the past behind. We're going to fight for a better Africa. You want to tell us you're the only people that ever went through slavery. No, the Caribbean, Haiti is still going through slavery. Jamaica went through slavery. Trinidad went through slavery. I can name you multiple other African nations that went through slavery. But we don't come out here dragging to ourselves, oh, we suffer history, somebody got to pity party us. No. We work our ass out because we don't want the white man to tell us what to do. That's why we work. That's why we don't want to live on the system. So if you're jealous and you're angry about that, go do the job that we do. Go to school. That's all you need to do. I saw your video where you're calling for them to boycott African restaurant and boycott African salon. Listen, plus you, minus you, African businesses still gonna go. Like I told you. Like I told you in my previous video. Plus you, Black America, minus you, Black America, African businesses are still going to go. You're not the only people in America. In fact, we got more white people eating African food and doing braiding more than you African. Even African among ourselves, we do more braiding, just so you know. So braiding is not just thing, it's African thing. So that tells you that we African braid. And we got over 4 million of us here. More than 4 million of us here. So that tells you, plus you, minus you, our business will still go on. But if we boycott you, you in shit. Yeah, you will be in shit. Because guess what? When we boycott you from going to our restaurant, you got to learn to cook or you got to go eat Madonna shit that they got to give you. If we boycott you coming to our saloons, we will still make money because African will support each other. But you don't support each other. That's the first thing. When we ask all the caregivers, all the doctors, all the nurses, if we decide to text each other across the United States and choose that we want to make a phone call and say we calling out, boy, you sister, you got no idea what's going to happen. So, you Black American, you picking a fight that you can win. Because I can tell you in this fight, oh yeah, the Puerto Rican going to join us. Oh, in this fight, the Mexican going to join us. So you on your own. You are on your own. And in fact, most of the people that do braiding are Mexican and Puerto Rican. Not Black American. Like I said, you on your own. That is the reason why you're Black American. You don't get along with Puerto Rican. You don't get along with Mexican. You don't get along with Chinese. You don't get along with Indian. And you also don't get along with the whitey. Because you have an attitude problem. You think everybody owe you something. Nobody owe you shit. You went through your own slavery here. We went through our own slavery. And we are still going through the slavery even up to today. Because when we have a leader who tried to stand up for us, he got analyzed by your leaders, your superpower leaders. Yes. And in return, they say, oh, come to America. Oh, come here, we'll give you refugee status. If they were allowing our leaders to do for us, we would not be coming over here. So Black America, like I said again, you are on the right path. Because you see, I can get along with the Puerto Rican. Oh, yes, I can get along with the Mexican. But you already have a fight with the Puerto Rican. You already have a fight with the Mexican. Now you want to add us to this? We are your last bus stop. We are your last bus stop. And this message is for those of you Black American that are attacking African. And this message is not referring to you. If you are a Black American who is not involved into this fight, this is not for you. This is not for you at all. This message is precisely for those FBA on TikTok calling for them to boycott African salon. Listen, we can boycott you whatever way we want. We can choose the day. One thing we know, you don't communicate. One thing you don't know, we African, we communicate. Regardless of where we come from. The entire 54 countries in the United States, all the citizens communicate. When Gambia is celebrating her independence, Liberia, Nigerian, everybody will go there, we interact. So it is easy for us to get a message across. You don't want us boycotting, because if we boycott you, we will not let you into our grocery store. Oh yeah, we will not serve you gasoline from an African gas station. We will tell the Indian, listen, you don't want to pick a fight with legal immigrants. Okay? Because when you're picking a fight with legal immigrants, just know the Chinese will be on our side. The Indian will be on our side. You're not going to have anything. Even if the Chinese decide to stay neutral and the Indian choose to stay neutral, Only we African, only us can deal with you to the fullest. We're not going to do no pew-pew. No, we're not going to fight. Because where we come from in Africa, we know that doing things the harsh way doesn't pay no result. We can react quietly. When you come to our salon, we say no hair. Yes, when you go to the doctor, he will tell you, oh, I already finished seeing my customers. The nurses and stuff you come across, all of them are African. Yeah, Jamaican and African too. Yeah, Trinidadians are African. Haitis are African. So you calling us, you want to pick a fight, you're not ready for this war. I'm telling you, don't keep on doing it. Talking about reparation. Do you know how long Africa have been fighting for her reparation? You think we care for what happened to you here about your reparation with the U.S.? No. What we're fighting for with the UN is different from what you're fighting for in the U.S. It's not the same. And so we don't care about your reparation.
Africans ruin Essence Fest. You would think you walked around and you just heard Jerusalem. No. You would think you walked around and everybody was like, baby, come down. That's not what happened. Every corner you turned, you heard wedding bells, which is traditionally African American tribulation song. Let me tell you something. When it comes to diaspora wars, I do believe Africans be lying. But even more, African Americans be lying as well. Because everybody wants to drive their own narrative. So people make up stuff and say whatever they can to sell the point across. Sometimes, most of the time, it ain't true. Not even sometimes. What am I talking about? Like, oh, African Americans ain't got no culture. Oh, Africans trying to take over our spaces. Not the case. If Africans were to be present at your festival, trust me, you will know. There would be the smell of suya in the air. Uncles all around the area. Burna Boy and David Doe would have been a headliner. It would have been insane. I was there, and my experience was once again enjoying and celebrating and reveling in all the beauty that is Black American culture. The food, the dances, the music. I never for 1 second thought, man, Africans finally took us over. Never. A festival that starts to decline, and rather than us talk about the logistics or things that we could do to make things better, technicalities, where did we go wrong? Was it sponsorships? Was it the economy? Was it the rollback on DEI programs? None of that. The first thing we could think of, an African bought it. And no offense to Rich, but if you've ever heard Richard Dennis talk, he's not even the African that you're thinking about. He's for the most part a lot more American than he is. Like, he's not like, like the way you described it, you made it sound like Patrice Lumumba. Somebody with that kind of name came and took over your business, just came straight from the continent and took over. That's not what happened. And and up until now, for the most part, these are the people that have organized Essence Fest. This is what they look like. I don't think anybody has had any complaints for the most part. I don't think it was divisive when they were in control. I don't think there was any narratives being sold. But for some reason, when anything seems to go wrong, we start to point fingers and look at each other and start to blame ourselves. And I hate to say this, and those of you who know, those Africans who know, guess what? Africans do this for their own festivals too. When it comes to Afrochella, when it comes to Afrofuture, now the current name, people will make all this commentary about what Afrofuture is and what it isn't. Rather than celebrating the progress of such a great venture in the diaspora, rather than complimenting it, the first thing we do is break it down and criticize. A people that are doing more with less. A people that are doing more with less on both sides. And the first thing we can think is this is the time to be over analytical and critical. Listen, I'm all for being over analytical and critical. I love it when it comes to film, when it comes to art, because I think artistic integrity is important. It is important for us to be to have integrity every single time we put our voice out there, we put paint to paper, and every time we sing, we create or convey a message. In this particular case, though, for a festival that's an experience that's bringing people together, that is not the time or the place. I'm just saying. Nobody took over anything. Nobody was planning to take over anything, and nobody was trying to do evil in anything. They were trying their best with the little that they had. Anybody that you know that is in any way in the back end of this operation tried their best. The last minute rollout of the main act could not possibly have been blamed on one woman who happens to be the CEO. Because for some reason, all of this protect Black women went out the window as soon as this whole Africans ruined Essence Fest narrative started. And by a lot of people who weren't even there, they said I passed upon it, but I'm gonna say as much as possible to make sure that Essence Fest feels my fury and my anger. Then there were the people that were coming for influencers. And I just said, like, man, everybody is just it's a sad state of affairs. Because if you were there, you know the truth. You know that was farthest. Talking about they had a jollof and jambalaya. Like, what? What? That is the reason? I remember I asked somebody, I had a whole conversation with somebody, and I asked them, what exactly did they take over? They said some people were hosting their own bookshop event or whatever during Essence Fest. And I said, a little bookshop? A little bookshop, whether African-American, African, or French, even Scandinavian, a little bookshop is the reason that Essence Fest had issues this year. We're grasping at straws. And it's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. I got nothing else to say. But it's all lies. Most people, I'm not saying it's all lies. I'm not saying like there isn't an evident, decline in what Essence Fest used to be, evidently. But saying that the reason is because an African invested in it or bought it, and because there's an African woman as a CEO, it's just not true. And this narrative that you guys are trying to sell is dangerous. But get your clicks, get your likes, get your engagements. Do what you got to do. Just know that it's not worth it in the end. It's just not. It's not fulfilling to sell out your people with ideologies that are rooted in bitterness or envy. It's just not. But that's my 2 cents. You can get mad at me if you want. That's just my 2.
Did y'all just hear that Africa said that they are included in African Americans' reparations? So apparently Africa and the African Union this 2025, they basically told America that they are leading the cause for reparations for African countries and people affected by slavery. So basically, they found out that African Americans have 1.7 trillion in spending power, right? That means collectively, we got the bag. Collectively, we got the bag. That of which we already knew. We didn't have to shout it from the rooftops, and we damn sure didn't need anybody else clocking our bag. And now it's at the point where the African Union is working with America and top American officials to both colonize the African American culture, but also to receive reparations. Did you know that they have now, the African Union have now been in talks with America about us, African Americans, being their property? Back when Big Pooh with the Loose said that he was going to pew pew America, and I told y'all, oh, don't worry, they sending boats around to come pick us up. That was why. Remember when I said that they consider us Africa's property? That was why. That was why them boats was going to be here. Because they consider us Africa's property, which means that Africa and the African Union is now fighting America for our fucking reparations that they didn't even help. You know how fucking delusional you gotta be to be trying to destiny swap with the same people your ancestors literally helped sell into slavery. Y'all literally caused it. Had you not what was the theme of the Sinners movie? What was the theme? You are the only person standing in between the demon getting in and out of your home. You are the ones opening up the door, the threshold. You have to invite them in order for them to come in and do that shit to you. Had you not invited those colonizers in there, they would have not only not sold us, but also, because wait a minute, they did turn around and put the people that were in power in shackles. Okay, they said, well, we're done with them. We also want you too. And whoever was left over was just left over after the abolishment of the transatlantic slave trade. Do you know how insane you have to be to think that you are entitled to some money that does not historically belong to you? Knowing good and goddamn well it had nothing to do with you. You may have been impacted by the slave trade, but the reparations that this country owes us is not because of the actual slave trade where it started. It is because of what has been done to us as we were here in this country. If you did not help build this country on your backs, if you have not been here, if you have not been shooting with us in the gym, you should not have your grubby, nasty ass hands out asking for money on our behalf. And the worst part about it is, but African America, they doing it right under your nose. That is why people feel some type of way about what's going on at Essence Fest. That is why we feel some type of way about y'all continuously trying to claim that we don't have any culture. And then the first opportunity you get to try and capitalize off of our culture, you got your hand out looking for something. You got your hand out looking for something, constantly wanting to be the center of attention, constantly wanting to be the how do I put it? The one that everybody wants to be around. The one that everybody wants to be a part of. The one that everybody wants to pour money into or steal from. Golly, it is fucking exhausting being an African American. It really be your own people. Because when I tell you the hate comes from every single angle of the diaspora, and then to then turn around and think that you have the opportunity to eat off of our reparations is insane. I don't give a damn what money America gives to y'all. That shit ain't ours. That don't have African Americans' name on it. When we separated, we had to build our own cultures. We had to take some of our, our historical culture that was passed down to us back when our ancestors was in Africa. We had to make something new of it. It's just the audacity to me, because I vividly remember the majority of my life being told by people from across seas and being on the internet and hearing people consistently try to undermine, undervalue, and to consistently try to tear down Black African Americans and what we contribute to this world, but then got your hand out looking for our reparations. That's insane. Are you not embarrassed? You should be embarrassed. That is insane to me. Also, bitch, we are not your motherfucking property. Have you lost your motherfucking mind? You know what? You gonna end up finding out. African Union gonna end up fucking around and finding out the way that these white folks gotta find out every other day. We are not your property. The fuck is wrong with you?
It's so sad. It's very sad. But one thing I want Americans to also know, honestly, the Black Americans should know this thing about Africans. Before you see, let me say for instance, Nigerian, I'm Nigerian. Before you see a Nigerian, leave Nigeria to go to America, it's because of the government too. Let me tell you, Nigeria is not a poor country. It is not a poor country. And you might be taunting those guys that are there with you. These people have mansions here in Nigeria, to be honest. Right? That's not to really say, okay, maybe I'm supporting them. Because in this video, I want to try as much as I can to be in the middle. I don't want to just come and I don't want it to look like, okay, I'm supporting this particular people. No, I don't want it to look like that. But the thing is, you say, no, we are boycotting your business. Do you know what it is in Nigeria? The Nigeria I am now, if somebody said they're not buying from you, like, it's like, someone to hell with you, right? They don't even want to see you. Get out, get out. Some people would decide, okay, I'm not even going to sell to you. For you to even mention it to me that, oh, you want to boycott my business because, oh, this, that. They'll be like, even if you're dying, and you need me, you need this thing to survive, and I have it, I won't give you. That is how Nigerians behave. And I really do not want it to get to that level, right? I don't want it to get to that level, honestly. I just hope you will just find a way, to just respect each other, because at this point, I don't think there will be anything like peace again because of the way it's going. And I don't want it to escalate. I don't want it to get to a situation where, lives now will start, being involved, like people start going out to take people's lives. And I don't want it to get to that. This for now, I would just say people should respect their spaces, respect the Black Americans, and then Black Americans too. You could just, since you want to ignore African businesses, ignore totally, right? People should really come to a decision that we don't want to patronize them anymore. We want to do our things and stand by it. There should be no people coming to say, no, I'm not among you people. I want to support this people. You understand? That's why I said, at last, at the end of everything, it doesn't mean you guys should stop all these things. Let there be an understanding. There should be a representative that will go and speak. Let there be peace, you guys. See, we have the same color. There is nothing like, oh, this person is a black, or this person is a this, a that. See, I don't even want to start sounding like, oh, in Nigeria, we are this, we are that, we are that, we are that. That's why I just want to be in the middle, right? Yes, Nigerians are also wrong. Africans are wrong, right? And you people are right. Yeah, because we always say people are right because that country is yours, right? Yeah, but please ignore this. The biggest enemies are there watching. They've gone to do all of these things and are just watching you people to now start yourselves. And then they'll come for you people. That is just it. I just hope this makes sense. Please kindly subscribe, share, and, keep supporting my channel. You can see I'm not racist, right? I want peace. I want peace. I want progress. See you on the next one. Bye.